I promise you, you are thinking way too hard about this one thing.
My name's Johnny.
How's it going, everyone? Ryan Melnick back here with another video. In this video, we are going to be doing an absolutely no fluff video. So definitely feel free to subscribe, like, do all that stuff. If you don't, I don't really care. But let's jump right in, okay? So what we're going to be doing is actually going over the basics of targeting and testing with Shopify Dropshipping. This is in no way an advanced method. It's very simple, but it has literally brought me and all my students 6 and 7 figures. So guys, it's very simple, but let's not talk any more about anything else. Let's jump right into my computer right now and get started. All right, so here we are. We are in the ads manager at the campaign level right now. What we're going to be doing in this video is just simply going over some basic targeting techniques so that you can go out and test your products the right way and see if it's a winner or not. Now, keep in mind that I'm going to give a little bit of understanding here as well, some knowledge, some background to the whys on why we're doing these things. But as for the actual product, the ad, and then setting up some of the, the pixel and the business manager on Facebook, there's other videos that I'll put out that will teach you how to do that. This is exclusively for testing a product and actually going in and targeting. That's what we're talking about in this video. So I'm going to be going through that real quick and showing you exactly how I structure my campaigns and my ad sets. So let's jump in and do that right now. What we're going to do is actually do what I usually do is a quick create right here. We're going to name the product. This is going to be the Flawless Hair Remover. And we're doing this as an auction because it's an auction platform. I don't know why they do a drop down here. Maybe that shows that Facebook in the future is not going to have, they're going to have another option. I don't know. We're going for conversions. When it comes down to it, we want to tell Facebook what we're looking for. We're looking for purchases, right? I don't care what anyone says. When it comes down to it, you tell the algorithm what you want as an advertiser, and you want conversions. And so we'll just name this something random because we're going to end up changing it anyway. Let's just put US 21 plus, and then I usually just copy this down here and add a 1 to it to show that it's the first video that I run, as the ad. And we're going to save as a draft there. And so this is the way I do things, guys. You don't have to do it this exact way, but it's the way I do it. So this is the campaign level, right? So what we're going to do is click through that to get to the actual ad set level. Okay, and so before we go in and actually look into the ad set here, get into the ad set here, I want to show you what the actual ad is, okay? All right, so this is a flawless hair remover. As you can see, the video is very aesthetically pleasing. We have a letterbox at the top, and it's going to show you throughout the entire video how this, what the problem is and how this product can help you if you have these issues. Let's see if I can turn the volume up. Not sure if you guys can hear this or not. Gives some good qualities, characteristics, and shows exactly what it does for you. Even has a before and after. Watch that on Facebook. Before and afters are actually against Facebook's terms and services, but with videos, a lot of times you can get away with it. Link in the description. Okay, so I'm echoing a little bit. Let me turn that off. Okay. Alrighty, so you guys get the point. You know what the product is, and you can do some extra research by going into audience insights and finding which interests and which pages are going to be most alike to the people that you're looking for with the audience you want to send this to. However, for this for this video and just in a product test in general, you don't have to do that research. You can absolutely go in and just do this. Now, keep in mind, this is a test ad account here. I haven't used this ad account. I've used it like once, but I took the pixel off of it. So you need to integrate the pixel, and then right here, this isn't going to be here. It's going to say like, what conversion do you want? And you got to select purchase, right? And that purchase will be either red, green, or gray. Doesn't really matter. As long as you set that stuff up properly, you'll be perfect. This video is, like I said, about targeting. So you're going to click purchase here, because we want Facebook to go get us people who will actually buy, because we're talking about purchase conversions exclusively in this video. Now, for people with a lower budget, I would do $3 is what I would recommend. You can do $5 as well. It just depends on your budget. I would rather test more audiences, more ad sets than I would at a higher budget. So I would do $3. It depends on the cost of the product. If you're selling a high ticket product, you're probably going to want to start with $5 because $3 is probably not going to tell you as much because you're going to get a higher add to cart cost as well as a higher cost per purchase cost as well. So We're going to be doing this, launching this today is the 12th of Friday. So we're going to launch this tomorrow. I always like to do 1 a.m. You can do 12. I don't know what it is. Something in my brain tells me that 12 is just not the right day. I don't know. You get the point. So tomorrow at 1 a.m. We do that because then we can evaluate the ad sets on a daily basis. We can say, okay, it's been a full 24 hours here, 23 hours, but you get the point. 24 hours here, 24 hours here. That way when we're looking at a 3, 5, and 7 day span in the lifetime of the actual ad sets, when we're evaluating and seeing if we want to cut, scale, or keep, we will have the ability to actually optimize and cut what we want because we'll know how many days exactly it is. So we said US 21 plus. For the sake of this, we're going to do 21 plus. I've done 18 plus before, but I do recommend going up to 21. A lot of the 18 to 21 year old people are not necessarily on Facebook as buyers. Now this video, like you saw, is very aesthetically pleasing to women, and there's going to be very few men with that video, as it's pink and has unicorns at the top and has all women in it. It's very appealing to women. I don't usually like to take out genders at the beginning, but this sort of product was completely women dominated. We're going to go with just women here. Now this is where we're going to kind of try to figure out our main interest, our first interest. So hair removal. Okay, let's see. Okay, there was another one there. Plucking hair removal. 1.7 million. That is a decent size interest. Take that out. 340,000 in the United States. Lower than we would like, but it is a great main interest because as you can see, waxing, underarm hair, a lot of hair removal there. That's a very, very interesting main interest to have. It's a little bit too low with the size. 340,000 is small. However, we could run this as the main interest just to see what happens. I would recommend going from 1 to 5 million. So what I'm going to do is I would potentially select this as my main interest, but I'm actually going to change this simply because of the size of the audience. So let's go with, let's go with hair wax. Now that's not exactly what we're looking for because it is plucking. Oh wait, that's not the right size either. Let's go with a bigger one. Just go with waxing. So waxing, we got hair wax. It's not as targeted as I would like. It's a little off there. I do want to see, it's a huge interest, but I want to see if it would work. Cosmetics. So if we intersect it with cosmetics, we get the same numbers. So those people also like cosmetics. We know that, which is a good thing. So we want to just keep it as waxing as the main interest. So let's keep that as the main interest here. What we're going to do is go down to edit placements. I always like to start with testing in Facebook feeds, and then later on we can go into Instagram if we want to, but I want to take everything else out because, to be honest with you, of the $500,000 I spent on Facebook, all these other, all of these, the audience networks, Messenger I haven't tested too much. It's a different type of pitch, but the instant articles, all this stuff, right column ads, they're somewhat of a waste of money, to be completely honest with you. You just don't get as many purchases, as many clicks over from there. This sort of product, which could be argued either way, as a low ticket product or high ticket product, it's probably something like $29.99. So it's right there in the middle, is what I would say. But I've just had more success over time with this 7-day click. Okay, because I don't like to go things right off the bat anyway. I don't like to kill ad sets, right off the bat after they spend like $2 unless the data is terrible. So I do like to go 7-day clicks most of the time anyway. Now this, with a really low ticket item, you might go to a 1-day click or a free plus shipping offer. But with this, I'm going to go with a 7-day click. And then what we would have to do here is actually go into the ad, right? And actually create the ad here. I'm not actually going to do that part simply because I just don't want to go do that. We're talking about targeting. So what you need to do is create the ad. And once you're done creating the ad here, you would click publish, this green down here, obviously. And once you click publish, and I'll go over ads and stuff in another video. Once you click publish, that's going to be in review. And then you can go and edit the ad sets after. And so say we just created the ad and it's in review. What we would do is turn around and come back over here to ad sets, right? And we would click duplicate. Let's say we're going to create, what I would do if you're testing at $3 is, as a minimum at $3, I would test at least 10 ad sets. Okay, that's 10 different audiences we'll be sending it out to, and maybe a few different countries in that. But what we're going to do for the sake of time and actually going through this, we're going to do 4 different ad sets. Now, what I just did was duplicated the ad sets. Now, it's important to know that and to note that because now all the ads here are the same ad because I duplicated at this level, which means it carries over this ad here, which obviously is not an ad right now, but you get the point. We're gonna have the same ad in all of these with the same, the actual same post, which is really important for engagement and everything, just to have that same ad. So now we're gonna go in, guys. Simplicity is absolutely the key. We don't want to make this too complicated. We want to make this as simple as possible. So what we're gonna do is actually just go in here to suggestions, and we're gonna find some of the nearest interests to waxing. Maybe we do shaving, right? 2.8 million, which means it's a pretty different audience from that one. We'll do US 21 plus. Whoops, I did not name that last one. Party foul, Ryan. Shaving. We will go and change that. As you can see, I'm editing all of them. Well, of course, that didn't work. We'll change this to waxing. And now this is very, very broad. So you may want to intersect this with something like, obviously we could have intersected shaving with engaged shoppers, which is a behavior, or online shopping, which is an interest. We just want to keep it as general as possible, right, with broad interests. But then again, you want to hit that target audience. People who like shaving and are women and are 21 plus may not be exactly who you're looking for, but you want to test it, especially because with a bigger audience, you have the ability to vertically scale up or horizontally scale up at a higher rate because there's more in the audience, right? So we'll do... Let's go to plucking. Now keep in mind, whatever you have in there, it's going to give you the interests that are most like that specific interest you have in there. So plucking, that's like literally what we're looking for, right? Because it's people who pluck and want to have a solution for that. So that's literally what we're looking for. I just didn't put it in there simply because the audience is a lower size. And I would test it normally, but I want to give you some more examples here. So we want to look and see what the ones are. Everything listed here, starting from the top, is most like this interest. At some point, it does start to like go away from that. You'll see gardening at the bottom. That's really random, but you get the point. Maybe we want to test, they're most alike this, but maybe we want to go outside of it a little bit and test some different interests that are a little bit outside of the realm. Beautiful skin, that's interesting. Maybe we want to get the ones that are most like beautiful skin. So we've got skincare. Be aware that that's probably going to be a very competitive interest, at least what I've seen over time. But let's just use it for the sake of time here, and we'll do engaged. Engaged shoppers. Engaged shoppers, guys, is a behavior in Facebook where it essentially says that this person that is an engaged shopper has clicked the Shop Now button on a Facebook ad. I believe it's within the past 30 days. Let's see. In the past week. There you go. In the past week. So they're proven to actually click the Shop Now button, which is really cool to obviously have that. 7.3 million, good size there. We don't want to typically go below 1 million when we're testing if we can avoid it. So that is, we have skincare, engaged shoppers. So I'd go in here and just change these up a little bit. Engaged shoppers. And I actually like that one. Okay, I like that one. It's pretty broad and it's pretty targeted. So let's say we want to use that on the next one. And we want to go to a different country. Let's say we want to try the UK. And obviously, you can test a lot of different countries here. I'm not going to go over the ones that you should test at the beginning or anything like that right now. I'll do that in another longer video at another time. But you got the big four: the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. You can all test, and then obviously worldwide, excluding the Indias, Pakistans, Africas, US, Canada, all that kind of stuff to test all the other different countries in the world. But all we did there was change the country, change it up there to the name so we know it on the outside there, change it to UK, still women, 21 plus, skincare, engaged shoppers, same interest, different country, completely different audience. So that's the cool part about it. And then we can come in here and say we really like our interest at the top. We're just going to come in here and we're going to look up waxing. And we're going to use that again, except it's a different audience completely because it's in the United Kingdom. Now, this is why I test in bulk. 440,000, not ideal, but let's just keep it for now. You see right there, I just went in, simple target, guys. Keep it simple, okay? The money is not in this method. The money is not in this method. It is not. There is great money in this method. The money, where you will make the money, is after you launch this and you decide to read the data. If you do not know how to properly read that data and know your KPIs, which is your key performance indicators, what's a good cost per click? What's a good CTR? What's a good CPM, right? If you don't know how to do that, that is where you will fail with Shopify Dropshipping, because then you won't know, if you have a good ad or if you're targeting the right audience. That is where the money is, okay? when it comes down to it, the money is not in the targeting. Targeting is very simple. You start out, you test, you see what works, you kill the ones that don't, you scale the ones that do, and you keep the ones that are average. That's it. It's fairly simple. So guys, that's just a little bit of a summary of the basics of targeting and how it works and why we do broad targeting. Hit a broader range, test, and test. That's a theme you'll hear over and over again with Shopify Dropshipping. But that's pretty much it for the basics of broad targeting, just basics of testing a product with targeting in Facebook. That's it for today's video, guys, on the basics of targeting when we are testing in Facebook with Shopify Dropshipping. Hope you guys enjoyed it, got a ton of value from it. Just remember, guys, it's incredibly simple. When you break it down, just remember that simplicity is key. So that's it for today's video, guys. I will see you in the next video.
My name's Johnny.